Alright, so most of the time when I'm inserting or linking things into Revit, I'm going to want to go to my site plan. The reason for that is Revit in the plans actually sections at 4 feet above zero, so you can't see anything above that. So in the site, if we double click on the site, that actually is a view of 200 feet above Z0 and looking down. So there's a good chance, hopefully, that what you're going to bring in, you're going to be able to see. So the first thing we're going to do is just a simple insert command. So if I go to insert, you have several options. We're going to go to import, and that's just going to bring the object in. It's not linked. So that's, one of the downfalls of this is that you can't update this, and if you update it, you'll have to redo the materials, although many of the graphic settings will be maintained. So I'm just going to go to import CAD, and I'm going to navigate to the folder, right? And I'm going to go and take a look at the different types of files that you can import. So if you pick a DWG, which it's showing a DWG there, you get options for location. If I go to the DXF, it's going to be very similar. The DGN, very similar. And once I get to the SAT, however, it changes and gives me an option to import as a category. Categories in Revit are very important. All those libraries that you brought in, that custom library has Revit categories, and that's how it determines graphic quality, visibility, schedule categorization. So it's very important to be able to categorize something. So if we go down to the skip, no category, and the 3DM does have a category. So this is the one that we want to use. So we have options. Generic models is a good one because we're importing a bunch of, walls, floors, roofs. So we can't really separate it out into these individual categories. So we'll just use generic model. I'm going to highlight the FOBA base 3DM, and I'm going to click open. And it's going to bring that guy in. Now in Rhino, I actually located it at 0, 0 and centered it, so it would come in like this, which is a really good practice, because that way if you want to bring other things in, you can bring those in and it'll still be related to that. Okay, so we're basically looking at the top of this. I'm going to go to my 3D view up here. So this is your default 3D view. It's also duplicated over here on the right. So if I go to my 3D view, right now it's in realistic mode, so it's showing the material applications, which there are none, so it's all gray. It does not bring the materials through. And so if I go to shaded, it's going to bring those shaded colors from Rhino through into the program. So one thing you might always look at is, does the model have integrity? There's one thing I'm noticing is not there, which is the base, right? Like it didn't bring in the streets. So sometimes you're going to get some anomalies that don't come through, and we'll have to work through those a little bit. But it looks like it came through okay. So here we are in 3D. So just to let you get the hang of 3D, if you hold down your shift key and press down on your middle scroll wheel, that will rotate, right? You can also rotate using this guy up here. It's a little less free, but you can do quick rotations, by clicking on this guy, right? And then if you scroll your middle wheel in and out, that's a zoom. If you press on your middle wheel, that's a pan. So that's sort of a basic way of moving around in Revit. Okay, so when we come back, we'll start working on getting this thing graphically set up.